Greetings and welcome to Channel Other Doc. I'm Jim. I use he, him pronouns, and this is our game of Bookhounds of London, a campaign framework for Trail of Cthulhu by Pelgrane Press. We're going to go around and say hi to everyone, find out who they are and who they're playing, and we are starting with Celeste. Hello.
Hi, I'm Celeste. Chatter, we cooked. I'm gonna be. This is the way tonight's gonna go, y'all. Just hang on, buckle up. I'm gonna be playing Phineas, he, him, the bookseller, owner and operator of Web and Company booksellers, here in glorious. What are we? Glasgow,
Edinburgh.
Go.
Edinburgh. With my team. And we're gonna steal some books and hopefully not get sacrificed. Let's go.
Excellent. And now we will head over to Hollow. Hello.
Hello, I'm Hollow. I use he, him pronouns, and I will be playing Madman Matthias Dorn.
About right.
Occult saboteur and general asshole.
Excellent.
Are you
Excellent.
1-star or 3-star?
About 2.
Okay.
And thank you so much. For
2-star general asshole.
Excellent.
Who also uses he, him pronouns. Yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Awesome. And now we will head over to Danielle. Hello.
Hello. We're in trouble, chat. I'm Danielle. I use she, her pronouns, and so does my character, Avi DeVere. Cultist, curious person, very likely to get herself killed tonight. Or possibly her girlfriend. Yeah, we both use she, her pronouns.
Six of one, half dozen of the other.
Yeah, you know. I don't have a cool lighter though, like Hollow does, to be like, I too will set things on fire.
Well, this is my. I have to keep this in my office. This is my my cooking butane torch.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
So we're getting that good sear.
Yes.
Yep. That was on low. That's high.
Oh wow.
Fire.
It's good to be prepared. It really is. And now we're going to head over to Lynn. Hello.
Hey everyone, I'm Lynn, she, they, and tonight I am playing Lily and Starling. She, her, catalog agent, fan of the activity of the auction, but not necessarily what's happening here, and someone who is absolutely not to be trusted.
Excellent. Stuff has been happening in the background, and so we're a little giddy this evening. But I, of course, am playing Kenneth Finley, who is using the criminal occupation. He's kind of an ex-con. He is currently in Edinburgh, which is a place that he comes originally from he kind of grew up with a Catholic gang in Edinburgh, and not in Edinburgh, dear God, a Catholic gang in Glasgow, and he is now in Edinburgh, where there are primarily Protestant gangs, and this is why he's very nervous, and he has assumed the identity currently of a modestly important Welshman. At least that's how he's dressed currently. And he's using the pseudonym of Kyle Llewellyn, which the hilarious part of this for me is it hasn't actually come up in any way other than meta, which is funny to me, and perfectly fine with it.
That just means you're doing a good job of.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
He's successfully hiding from the. Yeah, I have a feeling that in the building we're currently in, Protestant gangs are the least of his problems. So we'll be finding out more about our problems in a moment.
Yeah.
And but before that, you may see us use safety tools from time to time, like we do with the other games on this channel. We're going to be using the X card, the N card, and the O card. If we hit something that's crossing a line for one of us, any of us can type an X in the Zoom video chat or anywhere else, or like hold up a card or make an X symbol, and we'll back up and do something else. If something happens that we're okay having in the game, but we don't want a graphic description of it, we can type an N in the Zoom chat, and we'll fade to black on it or put it behind a veil, so it'll be there, but we won't go into detail. Finally, if we're exploring a topic or an area of roleplay that's particularly intense for us, but we want to keep going anyway, we can put an O in the chat to let us know we're okay and we're all good to keep piling on the drama. Something else we can do is put an O with a question mark after it when we're moving into a difficult topic, or if we say or we do something and then think maybe that might be a little too much. Then everyone else can respond to that again with an X, an N, or an O to let us know if we're still doing okay. We're also using the pause. If any of us needs to take some time, we can ask for a pause in the game while we discuss things, or just take a break for as long as anybody needs. As a reminder, just a few content warnings. This game may make references to abuse of power, asphyxiation, betrayal, body horror, boiling fluids, cannibalism, chemicals, classicism, cults, darkness, drowning, drugs, eldritch horror, explosions, exposure to harsh weather or hard vacuum, fire, gaslighting, glass, gore, greed, harsh light, heights, hostility, imperialism, insects, loud noises, mental illness, murder, mutation, nightmare imagery, poverty, the demonic, theft, vampirism, vehicular accidents, and war imagery. It may also have the potential for PvP action, depending on the player's choices. If you are watching live and want to see the list of content warnings, just go to chat and type !book CW, and that will pop up there on the screen. It'll pop up there on the in the chat. Screen is next to chat. I promise I've done this before. It'll also be showing up periodically on rotation. It'll just pop up there in chat. Finally, please remember, we have an open door policy, which means that any of us and any of you can feel free to step away from this at any time if we need to. It's just a game, and mental health is always more important. So now, we will hand things over to our keeper, Pope. Hello. Muted.
Huh.
Or not.
Hello?
I
You
shouldn't
went,
be.
and I heard
Oh,
that.
you're good now. You're good now.
Well, let's see what other gremlins await for all of us. Hi, I'm Pope. I use he, him pronouns. I will be playing the rest of the world. There will be many and likely all pronouns. And if this is your first time with us, I'd like to catch you up. So, the year is 1931. It is now, finally, the day after Valentine's Day. But we met all of these lovely characters on Valentine's Day. They all work at the same bookstore, and they trade in antiquarian and occult books. Books that can open vistas. And they came into possession recently of a very peculiar book that, since its deposit within their possession, things have gone awry. From gazing upon paintings which may have contained serial killers that then all of a sudden got loose, transported to different dimensions, seeing one's missing parents through a mystic window, changes in weather, and to seal away this tome for safety, they are fulfilling a contract. So they had to go up to Edinburgh to a midnight auction. Just so happens their primary competitors are also there. And on the way, a group of them had to make another contract, as it looked like somebody may have known they were coming and sabotaged the train. But in so doing, Matthias interacted with said spell, and they went elsewhere. Some of them now have some ill-gotten transdimensional silver, and may or may not have survived the train crash. While others had an odd time, may not have made contact with a queen of hell or notable characters from other timelines and dimensions. But they have all convened after their trip. They're in Edinburgh. They went to the local university, got patched up, those that had contusions or worse, made their way off to this store along the Royal Mile that has been converted, at least for this evening's events. Met some local toughs that were hired to guard the door, Huey and Lily. Evie flirted her way in, got the rest of the group inside. They've noted that odd noises. Huey and Louie did not survive the odd noises. Matthias, with, his broad appreciation of vice and the occult, made note of certain individuals that are likely hosting this, based on the extravagance of the menu. They went upstairs and noticed that there was a silent auction before the regular auction going on for a number of very strange books behind leaden glass. All of them poisonous, arsenic-covered books. Delightful. And Evie noticed something was amiss. And they're likely all going to be sacrificed. Just a slight mite. And just as she misplaced her girlfriend, who mindlessly walked to the very center of the room and began staring at the ceiling, a gentleman came in to announce that the auction was beginning. But in order to go forward, we oftentimes have to go back. And so we're going to go back a bit and find out in this little span, once the group went upstairs, before a certain individual may have locked them in, what Lillian and Kenneth, or should I say Kyle, are up to. So, you have a very specific goal and a very, probably the most innocent individual here, a man named Pierre, is at the edge of the cluster of the gathering around the large glass case around the silent auction. He is one of the few individuals that does not have any glass in hand, but he is munching on some of the hors d'oeuvres that were offered.
Yeah. Did we want to? But was there stuff that Lillian wanted to take care of before we hit this point that we wanted to deal with?
I think with there not much time. I think Lillian's gonna go find her way up to Peter.
Are you doing this subtly, or are you just like marching yourself straight up to him?
I think subtly, I think.
Okay. You can definitely do that. He's sort of keeping an eye out on this cluster, but at the same time he's mindlessly enjoying the free food.
Hmm.
You are like just outside, like in his blind spot,
Mm-hmm.
as you come up to him.
You owe me a Valentine's date.
What? Lillian,
Oh,
What?
surprise.
what are you doing here?
You know I can't stay away.
He gestures for the two of you to move off to a side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yes.
A quick
Yes,
point of order. You said two of you. Am I included in that?
Not for now.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Right.
Not
The,
for right
the two
now.
of you and Peter. Okay. Good. Good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just be. I'm gonna be hiding somewhere where I can see the two of you. Basically.
Yeah.
Right now, that's all.
I think Lillian is going in, I think, with the intent, the stated intent, at least that's what Kenneth says, is that try and get some information on what they want or what they want from there, because we don't know. And yeah, Lillian will follow Peter.
He gets you off to the side. This place isn't safe.
Then why are you here?
I'm getting paid and there's free food.
Hmm. Well, what brought you, the rest of you, all the way here? It's so dangerous. If you don't mind.
Apparently, one of the caveats of attending this thing is that anyone that is directly what can financially benefit has to be in attendance.
Mhm.
It's some sort of occult thing. But-
Interesting.
So, like, apparently had to come
Mm.
in order for them to get the chance to buy the number of things they really want to get their hands on. I have been relatively kept in the dark, but again, it's the weird stuff. I don't feel the weird stuff.
So they haven't let you in on anything. So you're just here. For what? Moral support?
Well, to fulfill the occult thing, and should things go sideways, considering that
No.
the
That's
boss
important.
thinks things that these are dangerous men.
Well, keeping you in dark means that your boss does not value your skills. If you were truly important, they would keep you, keep you eyes open on these sort of things. But there's something, I think at this point, Lillian's going to kind of whisper very close into his ear. You're in more danger than you think.
That's why they didn't tell me anything.
No. You, and she'll like kind of like put a finger in his chest. Mock to die.
Ye-
Yes.
Why?
Because that squeaky clean image of yours.
What squeaky clean image? I shave. Yes, but I
That's exactly what I'm talking. I thought that would have. I thought that you would develop some reference, and I am sadly disappointed that that has not happened. But my friends have come into a bit of a bind, and your demise is the key to that. And I am only doing this because, honey, I still care about you. Otherwise, I wouldn't have broken in. I wouldn't have found out about this. And why I am telling you. Because I value you more than whatever machinations they have for. There are other ways we can probably deal with this without having to take care of something I value dearly. How about this? I seem to be at a crossroads with mine. It's mine. And you seem to be in with yours. Correct?
it,
That you see that delay, that little bit of pause, tell me that you're not entirely sure.
I I again, like half the reason I'm even across the pond is because of you.
Yes. Because I thought that you running on your own would do you some good. If I really wished you harm, I would just do it myself, but here we are. If not, my scary friend will do it, and I will be upset, honestly.
What? You're trying to kill me too?
No, that's why I'm here, dummy.
So
Do you remember that thing I did in Philadelphia where we stood up
oh
that millionaire that we were representing, where we took the money and took the goods and ran?
yeah, that didn't feel great, but
No, but it got us here. It got us higher standing. And for where I'm sitting here, we could do that twice. Because honestly, this isn't my home. And this certainly isn't your home. You seem to have been stagnating here. We can go someplace else. And you know what? I can take a different tact with this. And then we can live well on our own.
I don't know how I'm going to escape.
That's why she'll like kind of wrap her arm around him. Like, that's why I'm here. I could do things that you didn't have the stomach for. Isn't that right?
Yes, but at the same time, like there's the toughs downstairs. I'm fairly certain there's at least two more upstairs. And from everything I've seen, the windows are nailed shut.
Well, we seem to be in certain bit of a pickle, but I think if we can put both of our heads together and multiple our heads together, we can get out of this.
If
Because what option is there for us not to get out?
Well, I figured I was going to.
I
have to shoot.
certainly don't like that. That's certainly one of the things that got under my nerves. You know, that pessimism. We can get out. There's always a way out. And there's a way out where we can get everything.
I don't know if we can get everything.
You have to think big or else you stay small, Peter. If we didn't think bigger, you would still be in Cincinnati working in your father's shop.
There are certain things
Being
that I don't
Gregory Jr. of all things.
There are certain things I don't think we should pick up. One, everything behind the glass. No.
No, I'm not the poison.
And from what I've overheard, everything that is in the lot at the very end of this, yeah, it's worth money to the right people, but all of them are cursed. Like the weird, bad, terrible cursed.
Mm-hmm. And that's what you're good at. You're good at finding which ones. So use that eye of yours, pick things. We can take them and live high on the hog hair. Or else these people will kill you. My people might kill you. And where does that leave me exactly, Peter? I know certainly where it leaves you.
You're gonna have to get upstairs. If you want to try and do what you did in Chicago, you're going to have to go upstairs.
Mm.
Right now, all I can see is likely one entrance behind that curtain. There's the entrance.
I
to
think
the
at this
stairs.
point, Lillian's going to kind of like gesture for Kenneth.
Yeah, Kenneth is basically, in Kenneth's mind, the thing that was happening is he was just gonna kind of hang somewhere in an unobtrusive location and sort of shadow Lillian as she was leading Peter away. But if you're just now sort of directly turning.
I think we might because I think this is a survival, like whatever we said, but this extra thing of like survival as a whole is, you know, Lillian trusts Kenneth's ability to survive and
Yeah.
powerful propensity for violence and criminality.
To see how unobserved you are,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Kenneth, go ahead and
Yes.
give me a stealth roll.
Okie doke. Let me come back here. Yeah, this is the stealth portion. Yeah, so it's funny because I also have shadowing, but I hadn't started using that yet, I guess, because I'm not following them. So
Not yet.
Let me see. Let me just check my thingies here. Okay. Good. Yeah, no. If you're gesturing for him, he'll come over. But so it's not because he'll hear. Oh, okay, plans changed. But stealth, I will spend a couple of points, and we'll see. All right. Eight.
You are one with the shadows. No one, like, for a moment, like, the entire, like, whatever, like, small bits of color that were in this room, this entire thing goes noir. And Kenneth finds, like, one of the shadowy corners and is completely in it. And as Lillian gestures, this pale green figure steps out of the darkness.
I think
out of
also
the
during
murk.
that point, like right before, like I think Lillian's gonna do the thing of like where if Peter's kind of like talking, she'll do the thing where she puts the finger on his mouth, like, shh. What? Why don't you tell my friend here? what you seem to have sussed out here with this place.
Right.
Of course, I'm assuming I haven't heard. I'm assuming I haven't heard a word of what's come thus far. I've just only been just sort of keeping an eye. So
I think you've like heard bits and pieces, but like you haven't like they're in hushed tones, but also there has been a little bits of escalation between.
I assume it's like
Peter.
I assume that Lillian's just trying to get him isolated.
Peter, I think it's also the way that Peter's been acting. It's like progressively getting more and more distressed. So it's just kind of
okay.
Depending on like how much.
So Kenneth is just going to kind of just he'll quietly come up as he's just sort of like, okay, she wants him to see me. Okay. So he'll come up. He'll just sort of quietly come up, just sort of smile, and he'll say, "So, hello, Mr. Bailey."
Hi.
My love here says that we might be all in the spot of danger here.
Oh, really?
Windows are nailed shut. There are only possibly 3 entrances in and out of this room. One's behind the curtain. The other one, I notice, is only 2 stairs. And then fairly certain that there is a trap door underneath the display of those poisonous books.
Sort of looking around. I didn't see any like fire escape type structures attached to this building, did I?
No,
On the
it was
outside? No, okay.
sheer.
Anyway, well, the windows would be a desperate move anyway. We can get under there unobtrusively. We can probably see where that door goes, that trap door.
I'm assuming you can prepare it as well, Kenneth, right?
Yeah, he's got his it's like he's got a bag with things in it.
She'll kind of like brush the part of the coat pocket where she has her pistol. Okay.
And
I don't know how well guns are going to get us in this.
guns. That's right.
Just extra tools, the usefulness of however they are. Should know this.
Right.
Prepare for everything. Right?
Yeah.
So we have a
they're gonna-
problem here.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. And I'm just sort of looking around to see if I can see if there are any edges to the to sort of the Okay, I just want to make sure I have this pictured correctly in my head based on what Peter said.
Mhm.
That like you said that under the stage there's a trapdoor?
No, under the
display.
display with the large glass case with all the poisonous books, like it is deliberately being kept from being interfering. If you look, you can see they're just on the edge of this large, like sort of like bookcase that then has this top down cover of lead and glass. It looks heavy. It goes just past along this seam of wood that looks just wide enough to have been a door for throwing down refuse, possibly to the basement.
Okay. Is this on an is okay, so I just need to make sure again that I've got the geography here or anything.
Yeah.
Is it like on a stage or a dais or something, or is it down on our level?
It's flat on the ground.
Okay.
Then
Are there people
is-
surrounding it currently looking at the books?
Yes, that's where almost everyone in the room is.
Okay, good. So like all the way around?
No, it's up against a wall.
It's up against the wall. And is the door is in the floor or in the wall?
In the floor.
In the floor, off to the side?
Directly
Or-
underneath the damn thing.
Directly underneath the thing. Okay. Okay, so it's really just a question of getting in there, and this display.
Yeah.
Is the front of it look like it's like cloth or something, where it's like on a table or sometimes, or it's like obscured or?
No, think of this as a large, solid mahogany bookcase, but the front panels have been filled in with this beautiful brass grating. And then on top, there is this rectangular glass case sitting on top. These green books are on top. This, what looks to be red felt that is inlaid into the top of this case. And then the books are arrayed, glasses over it. This is probably, again, you're a thief of somewhere down. And you have been exposed to expensive things. This is something that you would see in more of museum, but also some people's private collections for really showing off. Usually the top case that has the grate will have restoration tools for as well as handling tools for whatever's underneath the glass case.
Right.
And then the panel underneath that may have a safe.
Okay.
This thing is heavy and it's been deliberately put over one of the exits.
Okay. Does the exit do the dimensions of this exit door?
Yeah.
Are they? Is it like I'm just barely seeing the edge of the exit door? Is that kind of what we're saying?
You're just seeing this. The case itself is rectangle. The door is just about wide enough for a full-grown man bunching his arms like this to fit through.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And it is rectangular, and you're seeing the lip of this door, which you're figuring opens this way. And this hefty piece of furniture has been deliberately put on top of it.
Yeah, so there's not. Yeah, it's probably not going to, unless we knock the thing over or something. It's probably not going to be able to get at that. And no other exits or entrances to the room besides the one we came in. Does it look like?
There's that, and he says he suspects that there is this large curtain that has been set up that it seems as though this room has been cleared, sort of like a dance hall.
Right.
Now, this room has been cleared, and there's this large curtain that has been put all the way across that is separating this room from another section.
Oh, okay. So there might be a way out through there. Yeah.
And he's suspecting that there is another door back there.
Okay. And to be clear, this curtain is how do I explain this? Bookcase is up against a wall.
Yes.
Okay. And this curtain, therefore, is running does it look like it's running through the middle of the room?
It is
as far as on the edge of what we can see currently, but yeah.
Yeah. Think of this as like a giant box. Almost like a black box theater, or for those of you who know conference rooms and hotels, this is a conference room. You know those like accordion doors? Instead of the accordion door that's separating this room from the next one, it is a large red velvet curtain.
Okay. So I'm imagining then it's like you come in, if you come in through the entrance we came in.
Yeah. That is off to the opposite side of the room near a wall. Near
All right,
one of
is
the
it
exterior
facing
walls.
the bookcase or is it facing the curtain? I guess
It's facing the curtain.
Facing the curtain. Okay. All right. And the bookcase would be like over on either the right or left, depending on.
It is off to, if you were on stage, it is stage right.
Okay. So the bookcase would be stage right. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, my apologies for going like into the logistics half hour, but I just had to make sure I knew where we were. Okay. So that being the case, be like, all right, well, we're gonna, yeah, getting that, yeah, getting in there is not really gonna work out so much. So we should probably see what's behind the curtain. So everyone's, and folks seem to be kind of engrossed in this right now. We could probably nip back and have a wee look.
Should we tell the others? More heads. I mean, we can't work with his fellows, but if we separately work on it, maybe we can figure something out, save our collective skins here.
And I just sort of, I will look at Lily and say, do you want me to take this fella back and look around with him? And you tell them, or should we?
Peter gives you a look that says, please don't leave me alone with him.
It's like, you'll be perfectly fine with Kenneth. Our main goal now is to get out of here.
I'm not small. I think I'll be noticed. He is like 6'6".
Where is the bar in relation to the curtain?
Bar is exactly opposite it, up against like a wall.
Okay.
So
Okay.
think you're in the orchestra seating. You're looking at the curtain. Dead behind you in the tech booth is the bar.
Okay. All right. Cool. But it's off to the side, you said. Is that right?
Is more close to your entrance door.
And we're close to the
entrance door.
Okay.
Entrance door, there's a few feet, then there's this large spread of hors d'oeuvres.
Okay.
You move into the space. There is a set of wooden chairs that have been set up in sort of two galleries with a central row that face the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
And then off to the side is this silent auction. There's this display, and then off to the side of the display, there's a small table set up with the different sheets for the different books for people to bid on.
Are there like any other, besides these two chairs you described, are there any other chairs in the room?
Well, no, it's not two chairs, it's two sets of chairs. Like
two sets of chairs.
There's rows. There's like
okay.
4 rows.
Oh, chairs. Oh, so there are plenty of chairs. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
excellent.
4
Good.
rows of 6.
Okay, great. So my thought then is the play is to go and get something from the bar and just sort of pal up and then drag the chairs back like we're going to have a nice cool chat up against the wall, and then when people are kind of not looking, we go behind the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of my current thought.
I think also right before, knowing that Peter is like a little like apprehensive, like wrap arm around him, like, and I would never let anything happen to you. And Kenneth is a professional. No, there's no fingers crossed.
No, Jim is crossing his fingers.
Roll.
Yeah.
I want you to make a roll, Lillian.
Yeah.
Because he still has a memory.
He has a memory, yeah. He has a memory.
So
I mean,
go ahead and give me flattery.
Flattery, yeah, sounds, because I don't think she's lying. She will absolutely fuck him over. But ending him is not necessarily one of the things that she really wants. All right, I'll do five. I'll do. You know, I really want him. I'll do 5. I really want him
Oh
to.
wow.
I want
Okay.
him
To
to.
trust you. Okay.
His life depends on it. So it's 1d6.
1d6 plus 5 apparently.
8.
Okay. It takes him like 2 beats, very much like a golden retriever seeing
Oh,
the hand to hand ball trick the first time.
yeah. This is why I love him, and this is what is also incredibly irritating about him. Or is that this quality exactly?
And then like he just like sort of silently nods and it has moved himself away from you and behind Kenneth.
Yeah.
Like he's going to follow Kenneth's lead.
Oh, before he goes, I'm give him a little kiss and just like, I mean, I really want you to survive so you can read that new book that you got.
You stole it, didn't you?
And she'll walk away. She'll try to find the others now.
As she's slipping off, just for one tiny piece of clarity, Kenneth is just going to casually ask, as he's going, hey, we'll grab a wee tipple. Do you want us to wait up for you before we when we get back there?
I entirely trust you in this. Smile, and then she's
Is
like,
Lillian?
maybe some.
Sorry, go ahead.
She's trying, just flattering at this moment, like, but I think yeah, but I think she'll also say like, maybe if you stays around you long enough, some of that roguish charm will rub off on him.
You never know.
Mm.
Are you trying to give Kenneth any either nonverbal or whatever indication that he should not do what he is thinking he is going to be doing in a moment? Are you trying to communicate? Oh,
yes,
okay.
I think she's trying to give him a do not kill, not time. Do not kill.
Trying to give. Okay, all right. So yeah, it's just in the sort of the tone, and so he'll be like.
So I think Lynn also maybe assumes that like maybe we also need to like do like a ritual. So maybe like he needs to be kept alive.
Oh yeah. Kenneth has no idea about what arcane stuff needs to happen, but it's like okay. But it's like okay, if it's not time yet, it's not time yet. But I'll get him separated. Okay.
I think there'll also be like a little bit of a silent like she'll mouth after. It's like all this.
He'll nod.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, no, he'll because it's her boyfriend, and she was the one who wanted to be there to see it when it happened. And so Kenneth just sort of assumes, okay, this maybe he knows there's an occult thing going on where the killing has to happen maybe at a specific time. So it's like, okay, well, I'll wait for the signal then. But is what he's thinking.
Does it ever cross Kenneth's mind that Lillian is capable of love at this point?
No.
Okay.
Probably not. I mean, I think that he's fond of Lillian, but
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, but that's just because like of the fact that they both like sniping at people. So it's it's one of those things where it's like, as far as thinking if Lillian's capable of love, it's just like he assumes that she's acting right now. And so he's probably the furthest it goes in Kenneth's mind right now is like, he's really good at this. And
I guess Lillian's thing is now to convene with the rest of everyone and kind of share that info.
And I love the idea that you end up like getting to Mr. Webb before anyone else. You are just about to to lay everything out, and that's when man comes out from behind the curtain.
Hmm.
And announces, ladies and gentlemen, the auction is about to begin. The door is locked. Kenneth, you and Peter are walking towards the bar. I remember correctly, placement of individuals. Matthias is relatively near the group with the case. Evie is all the way across the room. And your current love interest is dead center.
Don't like the way you said that. That current.
And, well, it is precisely 12:05.
Hmm.
A glow begins to come from the ceiling. Faint. Amber. And then all the lights go out. All of them. All at once.
Terrific. Just
And there is a singular scream. Smell of burning flesh wafts through the space. And when the lights come up, you're not in the room anymore. You are someplace else. And because of where you guys were distributed, Evie, you find yourself completely alone.
oh no.
Lillian, Phineas, two of you are together.
Ah.
Kenneth, you're with Peter.
Where he wants.
And Matthias, you are with a bunch of the worst people on Earth. And the majority of the individuals of the rival bookstore.
Oh.
Oh, time to fuck him up.
Yes.
I just have one quick question, which is you probably already know what this question is. Is Nev with any of these groups currently?
I was about to say, yeah. Where's everybody's like? Where are the Cinder Brothers?
Dev is in the same group as Matthias.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
So I look around, and I see Nev, and I'm like,
She looks deeply upset.
Yeah.
Not surprised anymore, just deeply upset. As the world, you take in the world around you, it is a deep blue gray. The walls seem to be a very dull stone, so does the floor. You look up to what appears to be a very stormy sky. There are no stars, it is just clouds, with occasional arcs of cloud to cloud lightning, and not a single sound of thunder. You hear a low hum, constant, distant. And again, you are in like little cubby holes leading to hallways. Evie, you're the only one that actually took time looking up.
Hmm?
You realize in this moment that labyrinth that's on the ceiling,
We're in it.
yeah, and you're
Mhm.
alone.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And Grace is nowhere to be seen, right?
Well, if everything corresponds correctly, Grace is at the center of the labyrinth.
Is it the center of the line? Of course she is. Of course. That's of course. Um, well, Evie's not gonna really waste any time. If it doesn't look immediately dangerous to step out of her cubby, um, she's gonna do that classic thing where she puts one hand on the wall and just starts walking.
Okay. Are you doing this in any sort of haste? Are you doing this carefully? How is Evie walking through this labyrinth?
He's not I mean, she can be careful when she wants to. She's not gonna, okay, put it this way. She's not gonna touch anything or walk into anything that looks outright dangerous. So she is keeping an eye out as she moves to try to see, is this just a regular stone labyrinth of some kind, or is there um, some kind of danger? But she is gonna put a little hustle on it because not knowing the precise detailing of the spell, she would rather get to the center fairly quickly, number one, to check on Grace, but also number two, thinking that if this is a sacrificial sort of thing, getting to the center feels like getting out. And she does, if something gets released in here to eat people or whatever, she does not want to be the one still in her cell.
Fair.
She will also keep an eye out for any of the others from the shop along the way, and Nev, just in case she sees them. But yeah, her goal is to get to the center quickly.
Okay. Well, do me a solid and roll
Yep.
sense trouble.
Yep. All right. This has not gone well for me the last couple of times, but today is different.
Nice.
Today is a brand new day.
Today is a brand new day at 12:05 or whatever time it is.
And you notice as you're dragging your hand along the wall,
Mm-hmm.
there is a distortion in color coming up ahead
Okay.
as the wall goes from this very slate gray, this seeming of something very permanent,
Mm-hmm.
to what can best be described as a sort of blackish void, sort of like the image of black that is right behind this figure.
Mm-hmm.
It is just darkness, not
Mhm.
stone.
Mm-hmm.
Darkness as your hand is coming closer and you are to it.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do?
It doesn't seem like the sort of thing she should touch. I mean, the whole point of having your hand on the wall when you do this is to make sure you're following the wall of the maze, because eventually you'll get to the center, right? So she's just gonna lightly remove her hand from the wall, so that she does not touch the mysterious void blackness, and then continue on her way.
As you pass this void, good news, you didn't touch it. Now, this is the point where we get to play a lovely game.
All right.
I want you to tell me one of Evie's worst memories. And I will tell you how it gets worse.
Yeah.
One of her worst memories. You're looking for like a particular definition of worst?
Something that is deeply personal and
Uh-huh.
painful.
Yep. All right. So the first thing that came to mind is the day her father sold her mother's library and she found out about it. So her mother was also an occultist, had a very significant collection of occult books after her mother disappeared. Evie refuses to use the term died. A few years after that, her father sold the books while Evie was out of the house and off to other collectors. And when she came home that day, they were gone. And her father had a terrible, terrible, terrible argument. It was the prelude to her leaving the family home permanently.
Not only in this moment does this memory come to the fore, it feels like you're there, like you're in it. As it's playing, everything gets colder and colder in contrast to the memory of the time. And as you're going through it, the despair of this moment reaches a peak, the color drains from the memory. As it even gets cold within the memory. And you see images that you didn't see before. You see the moment the movers come in and drag the books away. You see them being put into the moving van. You see the books as they are riding in the back of the van, weeping, water, then blood. And you hear your mother's screams. And then you find your hand back against the wall as you've just passed this void.
Ooh. Debating if that's enough to get her to stop and really examine that.
Well, while you're thinking, we have others to visit. Kenneth, I don't think it's Kyle anymore.
Not now, no.
You find yourself with Peter in this little cubbyhole with a singular path out.
Balls! He just sort of looks around and he's just like, oh, great. What the hell are we supposed to do now?
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to hold it together.
All
But
right.
I have an idea. If we're separated, might as well let them know where we are with noise. And he pulls out his gun.
All right.
Yeah. He's got a gun.
We don't know what else. Hey, are you daft? We don't know what else is in here. I'm telling you, the last time I got swept off somewhere, not too long ago, actually. There is damn flying cannonballs eating the train. It was not good. We don't want to give them a signal.
Okay. And he like regretfully, confusedly, puts the gun back into the shoulder holster.
That's the thing. You don't know which team, as it is, which gang's going to be out there trying to get you. Until you know where you are. We got to figure out where we are. You never been whisked away, have you?
No,
It shows.
no, I haven't.
and,
It's working out better than I can.
and he's gonna be like, come on. Let's see where this goes. And if it gets ridiculous, then we'll think of something else. Just maybe a little quiet. Don't know what's up there. And
I am many things. Quiet isn't one of them.
hey, that's obvious, isn't it?
Damn it.
And he just sort of like, let's start by not shouting.
He just looks at you with deep frustration.
You start shouting out. I swear, I don't care what time it is. I'm going to silence you myself. Come on.
So, Kenneth, how are you going about walking through this?
So this is the funny part. As soon as he sees that there's like that this passage goes anywhere else, like as soon as he figures out this is a maze, he's going to stop. How high are the walls?
They are about 12 feet tall.
Perfect. As soon as he sees there's a corner, he's going to say, "Oh, hang on. Oh no, they're not going to get us like this. All right, yeah, you're a tall filly. Give me a boost up."
Okay. And he's not a farm boy from Kansas, but he might be a distant cousin, as he just lifts you with absolute ease.
And as soon as I get up sort of close to the top of the wall, I'm, hey, you can be useful there. You got skills. You should have said something. And I just sort of start climbing up with me and my knapsack or whatever, my bag of goodies. Sort of climbing up, trying to get to the top of this wall so I can see where the hell we are.
Oh,
Was on the Brown basketball team.
Oh, hey, wait. What's basketball?
It's Canadian.
Oh, that explains it.
You get on top of the wall. I need you to give me a sanity check.
Here we go.
Good. Here we go. Here's
Here's where it all collapses. Let's see, sanity. Ah, there it is.
cool.
Am I supposed to spend points or do I just roll and see what happens?
You can. Here's the thing. You can spend points, but that is immediate loss.
I think I'm just gonna go ahead and roll a die and see what happens.
Okay.
I remember last time when I had to do it, I could spend stability.
Yeah, you can spend stability.
Right.
That is stability loss for this check. That's right. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm gonna spend 2 of my stability.
Good call.
And
Come on. Hoping
let's
for
see
you.
how this goes.
Hoping for you. You've had a rough day already.
No, let's
with
see
the
if it gets
train.
rougher. Probably 5.
Okay. 5's not bad. You lose 1 sanity.
Mm-hmm.
Kenneth, you get up on the wall. You see the vastness of the maze. But also, at this height, for some reason, you can see just slightly a shadow in the clouds. It is defined. It is an entire other labyrinth. One atop the other, held in place by no supports. The humming that you hear, the dull background becomes louder. And through the lightning, you see this large diamond-like structure. It's just an object, the blackness in the clouds. But you feel it staring at you. and you feel incredibly small, insignificant, less than an ant in this
Ooh.
vast, vast space where you do not see any way out.
Heavens. Kenneth is feeling a lot of emotions right now.
Peter just goes, "What you see?"
Big problems.
On that note, let's see how some of the others are doing. Let's check in with Phineas and Lillian.
Ah,
Oh boy, it's my turn.
So, congratulations, you've been reunited. Bad news, you're not on this plane of existence anymore.
good.
Oh, this again.
Second time today.
Oh, you too.
Yes, we came here to tell you that there's going to be something up with the auction, and apparently, yes,
Oh.
correct. Thanks, Peter.
I'm aware.
Mm.
Oh, I'm gonna we're in a cubby. There's a
Yeah.
hallway.
Yes,
I'm
there's
gonna
a single
look.
hallway.
I'm just gonna take a look.
Because you are doing a very specific trope, I'm going to roll a die. I have news.
Oh no. Good news. Bad news. Worse news, probably.
It's not the worst news. It wasn't the angry face.
Mm.
Instead, we're going to play a game.
Oh.
Yay!
Who is the person in your life that has hurt you the worst?
The daughter that stole from me and then denounced the family and cut ties and left.
You see her. She's staring right at you. You hear absolutely nothing. Not even Lillian breathing behind you. You just see her. You see her weeping. And then you see her just slowly grab at her face and gradually tear the flesh from her face off. Please give me a sanity check.
Yay!
Oh. Nice.
We're gonna do 2 stability on this
Good call.
and pray. Because last time I spent stability, I failed. I probably failed again.
No. Phineas.
Indeed, you did. Phineas, you're going to lose 2 sanity.
Yay!
And I want you to tell me how this goes wrong, and I'm going to tell you how it gets worse.
Okay. Like when you're talking about how I respond to this.
How you react to
Okay.
this image.
Despite everything he knows, and despite what Annabelle did, that is still his daughter. And he cannot let her suffer alone. So he breaks to go and try and help her.
Oh, you break away. Most definitely. Most assuredly. Lillian, there is no stopping Phineas, as whatever he peeked out and saw in the corner, he immediately is rushing towards.
And he called out Annabelle. I don't know if you would know any of his children, so like you might not have ever heard him say that name, but he knows who this person. He knows who he thinks this person
Okay.
is.
I think what's important to Lily at this point is not to be alone in this exact moment. So I think, you know what? There's nothing that's saying like chasing after Phineas isn't the wrong thing. So you know what? We're gonna go with that.
Excellent. So you were chasing Phineas. And as Phineas is running, you see what he's running towards.
The old man is running fast. He's running-
Exceptionally fast. Towards a very tall, lanky. Call them human would be a disservice to humanity.
Mhm.
The limbs, the forearm is stretched to the length of a femur. The hands, the fingers themselves are like, the digits are like a forearm. They end not in anything organic. They end in the most wicked looking fish hooks you've ever seen. Rusty, dried blood all along them. Their head is like that of a raven's skull, dripping in gore. The eyes ripped out. And this is what Phineas is running towards.
Okay. How close is Phineas to this thing? Running as far as like what's
There
the
is
distance?
13 feet
Oh.
between Phineas and this thing's outstretched arms.
Oh. Well. As much as Elaine doesn't want to put herself into like harm's way, we might need more. So it's time to tackle an old man.
Oh, how are you going to do this?
Run at full speed and then just like, just go for like grabbing at the legs and just like tilt over, like.
Would you please give me an athletics test?
Okay, I will use, you know what? 3. We'll just do it. Like we can't. I can't be here alone and we need. If it was any other scenario, maybe just let that happen. But this is a hell scenario. 6.
You manage to tackle Phineas. You both tumble, skidding along the stone. You both hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And you skid and skid across this incredibly cold stone floor. And just as the creature's arms is going to reach out and grab both of you, there is this void along the floor that the two of you tumble into. You find yourselves in a cell with a woman who looks a lot like Evie. Now we're going to cut away to Matthias.
Is Kenneth's paramour still here?
Neb's there.
Nev's here.
There's a lot of despicable people who are some are very concerned. There is one gentleman who seems absolutely delighted.
I say to Nev, plug your ears.
Immediately, like, gets into sort of like a duck and cover, one hand cupping each ear and just getting herself very small.
Oh, you sons of bitches, every single last fucking one of you. So Keeper,
Mm-hmm.
I like to do two stupid things.
Ooh, I love that.
So, what I like to do first is enchant item this cigarette.
Okay.
I know the rules for enchant item says the thing that is being used must be used to kill eventually. And we'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there. So Matthias, he lights up. All of you stupid sons of bitches. You know, you could have just be a reminder to treat people well. And he lights up. As he lights up, he says under his breath, by the skin of thought and the tooth of time, I carve the unseen wound into form. As I will make my stability test to enchant this cigarette.
By all means.
But spending stability on sanity, that's bullshit.
This got kind of anime all of a sudden, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I will spend 3 stability. It's probably for the best. Baller.
Wow. Okay, so that's a 9.
Nothing but net.
You in this space and with the disdain you have for those in front of you. The cigarette glows in unearthly hues. It goes from, the yellows, the oranges, but it starts phasing in color to brighter and brighter hues till the tip of the cigarette glows blue.
So, the second stupid thing, I am going to inhale this cigarette because I'm going to choke down this smoke and then speak a dread utterance. On the room.
Okay.
You see you're picking up what I'm putting down here?
Yeah. Dread utterance in extra dimensional plane. This is going to go great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be great. Fuck these people. I hate these people more than I hate Lillian.
Impressive. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah. So the deeply imbibes of this smoke and and coughs and racks. The tongue turns backwards, and the word is not a word but a wound, where minds unmoored and reason sloughed. Let us speak and the world forget its shape, and you forget your reason.
We don't have to make a roll here.
Bars.
A number of things are going to occur now. The roll I'm going to have you make, you're going to have to make a sand test.
Absolutely. Doodly doo 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 doo. Rolling for sanity.
Oh, the walls are thin here. Okay. I have news. So, what Matthias and the camera sees, and to a degree, Kenneth, you see the object that is staring at you all of a sudden is very distracted as you sense its gaze move off of you. There is not only that tone growing louder, there is a rumbling. You see the shape through the clouds shifting, as though invisible hands are moving the intricate clockwork of this entity into a new shape. The diamond collapses of the top in upon itself. And it looks like a section of the sky might be raining. But it is not water that is coming down from the heavens. It is chains. And the chains spread down. Bias.
Mm.
Time slows for you. As you see these chains, as you see the people trying to cry out, trying to stop you, moving towards you with haste. As 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then more and more as these chains come down with large meat hooks and drag first into the back of the neck and then along the spine like vertebrae, and then into the arms, sides of the mouth, and drag these people like terrible puppets. The screams so curdling, and wrench them up from the labyrinth, and the screams start sounding less and less human as their skin, their flesh, their bones begin to crack and stretch, and they are taken up into the sky. It's a sound like the screaming of goats. The slaughter. There is a cackle. Kenneth, you standing atop labyrinth, feel the sense of dread and satisfaction. But it's not coming from you. Matthias, you know in this moment whoever is the true ruler of this domain is displeased. And that something else is crawling in. And you do not have them.
Can't win them all.
And I think that's where we're going to take break.
Yeah.
Yay! Dang, this is very, very, very light and happy things going on right now. And there's so much is happening. We're gonna go to break. I have an interview queued up, and while it plays, I'm going to writhe around on the floor screaming for a little while until I recover. We'll see you shortly.
Woo.
Welcome to the break. I am here with Kimmy of Golden Lasso Games, who's going to talk to us a little bit about this gaming venture that she's undertaking. Greetings, welcome.
Thank you. So excited to be here.
Yay, awesome. Very excited to have you. So this is, I guess, tell us how about Golden Lasso Games and what it is and how it came about.
Well, Golden Lasso Games is an indie game house. Very, very indie. Very indie as in like one person, me. And so it's a woman-owned, run, everything mailed, everything person company. And basically it started because I started seeing some friends of mine who, after playing RPGs for a really long time, started designing their own. And I was like, okay, that's amazing. And I never really thought that would be me until I got this idea for a game that I wanted to make. And I feel like this is a story that many gamers are familiar with. So I realized that me and my friends, when we were all starting campaigns, would all do this mishmash of all these different games to kind of do a session zero where the players got to help create the world with us. So we'd grab pieces of like Microscope and like PBTA character connection questions, even if we weren't playing a PBTA game, and we'd use like the Quiet Year to like create our setting. So all these games. So, and that's what I was doing. I was pulling all these things from all these different places and kind of pushing them together. And I was sitting there one day and I was like, why don't I make a game that just does all this? Because all those games are amazing and I love them, but none of them are really designed to world build in the same for a campaign. So all of them are tools for their own games. And I was like, someone needs to design a game that does all these things, but is system agnostic and setting agnostic. So you could use it for any system like D&D, PBTA, whatever you want, and for any kind of like sci-fi or fantasy or anything like that. So I started thinking about it. And at first I was thinking about maybe using like regular cards. And then eventually I was like, tarot cards, of course, tarot cards. Like, it's like kind of like reading the future of your campaign. I'm not someone who like necessarily believes in the mysticism of tarot, but a lot of people do. And I do believe that there's a lot of insight there. As you are like looking at the cards, it makes you really kind of tap into like thoughts and things you may not have been aware of. So I love that. So I created a game called Decima, which is lots of different prompts. It creates your location for your campaign, including NPCs and buildings. It creates connections between the characters. So players come to the table and the GM runs it for them, but they come to the table with characters already mostly made. And then they suddenly will get a whole bunch of drama and backstory between them. So there's no more meeting in a tavern. And then the last thing it does, like group dynamics. So like, okay, our party's been together for a while. What's our reputation? do people like us? Who's an enemy of our group? Who are our rivals? So it sets up all this amazing stuff for the GM to then, like, the campaign basically writes itself from there. It's such a great, fantastic thing. So it's all based on tarot cards. And yeah, we started with, I did a Kickstarter in February of 2020. That was great planning, right? For a card game that needed to be produced in another country. Well, I thought it was until, 4 weeks later. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But it went really, really well. We raised like almost $60,000, and that was kind of the launch of Golden Lasso Games. So it was really fun.
Excellent. There's several things to talk about here, actually.
Yeah. So much.
One of which is that I will say that as as folks who watch this channel probably already know, I am a big fan of doing that whole thing at the beginning during a session 0 where you brainstorm with the players about stuff that's going to be happening in the campaign, because it gives them so much buy-in on it. I think it makes for much more interesting games, both for the GM and for the people, other people playing at the table.
Absolutely.
And so it's very cool. I think it's really awesome that you put out this game that sort of encapsulates your process for it. I happen to have a copy of it here.
Ooh, how pretty!
Gorgeous. It's gorgeous, though. It is. You got.
I'm very proud of it.
Who did you get for the art for this? Do you?
My friend Samantha Terry. She's an incredible artist, and she also plays games on Happy Jack's RPG. We're really good friends. We met each other cosplaying, and have been friends and cosplaying together for, oh my gosh, forever, like 9 years now. And she's just a fantastic artist. She's done work for Blizzard and, Warner Brothers. Like, she's a professional designer in real life and does art and a lot of textile design. So if you bought, Star Trek leggings, you probably bought her stuff.
I mean, you just look at these things. These are freaking gorgeous.
And you see, and one of the neat things about the connection with the tarot cards is there's prompts on both sides of the card. And if you know about tarot, when you are doing a reading, whether a card is upside down or is inverted or right side up, it means different things in the tarot reading. So all the prompts are actually kind of in ways connected to the meaning of the card, and also connected to what it means when it's inverted or right side up. So, which was just, it made, honestly, like, I'm a teacher, so writing 1,000,000 questions wasn't that big a deal. It's like my life. But having kind of that guide, it made it so much more interesting to actually write.
And I think it's really cool how you've set these up. I actually I used these cards for for our off-stream session 0 that we did for the mini campaign Top of the World that I did toward the beginning of this year, 2022. For those of you watching later, it was a paranormal spy campaign that I was doing, and it was great actually, because it was a very cool way to instantly connect all of the different characters, and actually make what they were doing matter all that much more because of what they did, especially in that genre. Everything you do affects everyone else.
Yeah.
So this game really helped to encapsulate that really well, and so thank you very much for making this.
Thank you.
This was quite good. But in general, for Golden Lasso, do you have any other major things coming up, or any new projects, things you want to do with Golden Lasso that might?
Yeah, we have a couple of things. So the another game that I've designed is already up on our website as well. You can find it at goldenlassogames.com. It's called Virgins and Vixens. It's a very rules light story game about breaking the tropes of women in lore and myth. So you've got like the tropes of like the damsel in distress or the evil hag. So it's got a set of tropes like that, and you start out the game very much in that trope. And then as you level up, kind of, you break out of that trope and you become more of an individualized character. So It's very rules light. It's like sort of PBTA inspired, but even lighter than PBTA. It's a very rules light system, and it's very fun. And it's great for kids. Actually, I've really enjoyed running it for kids because they start off as, oh, I'm gonna be, Snow White. And then like they slowly like become like this awesome, like individualized character who's, and it's so much fun. I love it. I'm very proud of that system. I wrote it in a week for a game jam. And I think it was one of those things where it was like the time crunch and like getting it out in that sort of time just was like this beautiful, like little masterpiece. So yeah, it's been very cool. And there's actually like a company in Spain who's picked it up and like produced a Spanish translation of it and things like that too.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, it's very fun.
And and I just have to say, it's really awesome hearing that you're also doing that to help subvert these tropes for children, because this is also when you want to, I would think you want to start introducing this kind of stuff to them. So that's brilliant, and also that means it's important. So which, I mean, actually all manner of games are important, but just that's very it's very cool to know the very important thing about this one. So yeah, I highly recommend folks check this out. Where should folks go if they want to find your stuff?
So go to goldenlassogames.com. You can find all our games there, including the ones that are up and coming. I have another game called Starscape that's in beta testing right now. And then I have one called Mains and Magic, which is another kids game that I'm designing. It's going to be very rules light. It's about unicorns. I'm basically designing the game that I would have wanted as a kid. So you start off as baby unicorns with like elemental powers, and you slowly get more powerful as you go looking for your adults. So that's going to be very cute. And actually the character sheets for that are also coloring pages. I'm very excited about the art for that one. They're super cute.
Oh, that's
I really
awesome.
just was like, what game do I want to make to play with my daughter? Okay, unicorns. That's it.
Brilliant.
Unicorns. Yeah.
Brilliant.
So goldenlassogames.com.
Excellent. Go check it out. Thank you very much for stopping by. And I'm now going to throw things back over to my future self. Please take care, folks. We will see you all of a sudden.
Yeah.
We have
Terror stopped.
returned. And the terror resumes. Though to be fair, as Lynn has pointed out, it did not in fact stop. Yeah, the horrors persist.
And so do you
But
for now.
so do we. Yeah. The horrors
For
For
persist,
now.
and so do we. We are currently still alive, but that might change shortly. We don't know. We've apparently caused a terrible thing to happen, so we'll see.
Things have accelerated. But first, we're going to actually go back to Phineas and Lillian in that cell. Yeah, the woman bears a striking resemblance to Evie, but she is exceedingly gaunt. Like she has been starving. Her eyes are hollow, deep set. She looks at you as though you are not. As though you were phantasms sent to torment her.
What in madness got into your mind, Phineas? You ran almost straight to that thing, and
That was that. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't trust anything in here. I saw my daughter and I. Oh. Mrs. DeVere, I presume.
just like
You
Lillian's kind of
know?
eyes squint, like, what's going on?
Oh dear, I may have an idea of where we are now.
Well, I certainly don't. Where are we?
When before, when there was the incident with the window and Evie, she saw a maze. She claims she saw her mother in it. I can only assume, given your striking resemblance, that you're her mother.
No, no, no.
Oh,
She
Just a-
can't be here. She can't be here.
I'm not gonna do it, but Lillian does like that like whistle, like woo. Oh, this is a hell of a thing.
And after a hell of a thing, let's cut over to Evie.
Okay. Well, let's do the experience of walking and getting the memory situation. I have a question before I perhaps attempt to do a stupid thing.
By all means.
So she looks ahead at the passageway that she was going to walk down. Does she see more patches that look similar to the one that she just kind of did a little hop skip over?
Yes. Many.
Many. Got it. Cool. Okay. So I think what she's gonna do here, because you said she could like hear her mother screaming when she went over the first one, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So she's gonna sort of speed run her way over the next couple, not touching yet, but trying to see if it seems like there is some connection to those patches and her mother, because I think she's reasonably figured out at this point that she's in the labyrinth she saw. That would be her guess anyway. So trying to figure, basically she is trying to figure out, are those patches just like the void bleeding through here to torment people who happen to be in this labyrinth? Or is there actually something within them that she could reasonably use to get to her mother? And her hypothesis that she's kind of testing here is that as she gets closer to the center of the maze, that they will get stronger. So if she wants to do something to try to pull her mother through, she should get a little closer to the center first. That's the operating theory here.
I want you to roll magic.
Awesome. Let's do it. Can Evie pull her mother through a pitch black void? Six.
So we're going to play an inverse game now.
Okay.
I am going to tell you how terrible this is. You're going to tell me how it gets worse.
Fantastic. Let's do it.
You go by these voids.
Mm-hmm.
You're going by at a moderate speed.
Mm-hmm.
At first, it's just your most awful memories of pain,
Mm-hmm.
emotion, physical, memories of betrayal, disappointment, guilt, despair.
Mm-hmm.
Then, as you get further in, it's not your memories, it's other people's,
Fascinating.
rippling like a kaleidoscope, bombarding your own sense of self. But then things start to crack and fracture, not necessarily of your own psyche, but of the structure of the labyrinth. First, it's small creatures, things that look like frogs, except the eyes are wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They're pitch black, matte, terrible black. Then millipedes, serpents. Mold begins cluttering the hallways of this labyrinth. The memories start fading as you are just cascading down. How do you get lost?
Do you mean lost in the physical sense or the mental sense?
I leave that to you.
She get lost. I think the easiest way for her to get lost would be for her to catch sight of something that makes her leave her carefully planned, keeping my hand on this damn wall, I'm walking, could go down a tunnel that she wasn't planning to go down. And the quickest and easiest way for that to happen is if she sees something related to her mother. Whether that's she can feel a memory that's her mother's, and she follows it, or if it's like a creature or something that's taking the appearance of her mother, or something that looks like a ghost, she would follow that. Anything of that nature that would pull her away, both in the physical sense of leaving go of the wall, but also in the mental sense of it will cause her to forget basically anybody else in here. As she gets very single-minded in the pursuit of the goal of finding her mother and getting her mother out.
As you are passing, come to a junction It meets this terrible long hallway. It's not a void. It's turning off. You see, it looks as though it's going from this stone place. Walls gradually are getting covered with ivy. And sitting on an easel is a sketch that you've seen that your mother had framed and put up in her own private study.
Mhm.
It was a portrait from an earlier paranormal of hers back when she was still dancing. You see that sketch and you turn. We're walking towards this. The ivy snakes along the floor. Leaves begin to blow in. Wet, damp, crunch beneath your feet. More and more insects crawl along the litter. Kenneth. That thing that you see in the sky, your eyes that can't drag away from it. You can sense its pain as it's beginning to change again, but there are cracks in it. And you hear neighing, baying of goats. You hear the hissing of serpents, the howling of wolves on the wind. You smell, instead of the cold of this place, that hint of ozone in the air, there is a fecundity on the wind. And for a moment, that terrible horror that has grasped you looking up lets go. And you hear Peter, his voice almost hoarse. Hey, what's going on?
Okay. I am quick. I take a quick look in sort of the direction just at the maze walls that I can see, in the direction that I perhaps felt. Did I feel the satisfaction that I was feeling from someone earlier? Was that from the maze or elsewhere?
You don't know.
Okay, that's fine. But I saw chains come down and then they carry people away, right? That happened? Okay.
Yeah,
Super normal stuff.
Did I recognize any of those
Absolutely.
people, or were we too far away?
too far away.
Okay, that's fine. So I'm gonna climb down.
Mhm.
And just like there's a great diamond-shaped clockwork bully up in the sky. And it's pissed. Something's getting to it, though. That's the thing. Something's getting to it. So someone's already disrupted whatever the hell it's doing. We gotta find someone else is in here. Someone else is in here. We gotta find them, all right? We gotta find them. And this is the thing. So something's getting in it under its gears. And you know what that means? It's got works. It's got works. And I got a bag full of tools. We can gum them up. Come on, I think it was over this way. Also, there might be farm animals around. Did you hear any of that bleating? And he's just going to start heading what he hopes is the right direction. Toward, closer maybe to the center, or somewhere that he saw more conflict happening. Because his instinct is to run at the conflict. Here is the thing. And he's just, again, he's muttering to himself as he's going through one of his pillars of sanity is, you're a victim or a menace. Be the menace. So that is what he intends to do.
You rush on ahead. It takes Peter again 2 beats, and then he goes, okay. And it just starts chasing after you. And that's when we return to Matthias.
Oh. Well.
Bev is still ducked down in the corner of this room, eyes like strained shut, hands deeply over her ears.
I look around first. To see if there's anyone else who means us harm. I don't want to get Nev hurt because Kenneth possesses this deep magic called practicality, which just seems to shatter through a lot of bullshit. And honestly, that's kind of terrifying, honestly.
Aside from some of the leavings of fluids from those who got lifted, there doesn't seem to be any direct threat. However, you can smell that, again, this place, the original scent, you can smell it over the blood and other fluids. There's a fecundity on the wind.
Yeah, it's time to go. I will pelt Nev with a cigarette.
It clatters to the ground. It rolls backward into this pool that is like reaching ever closer to her. As her eyes open, she sees you, and then she sees the floor. Her eyes go incredibly wide
Fair.
at you and the world around as she like slowly stands up and lowers her hands. Okay, where are we going now?
I think we should probably find Kenneth.
That would be good.
Kenneth and the others, not Lillian, but we should find everyone else.
Okay. We can try that.
I apologize you had to hide.
Oh, that's fine. It's fine. Just let me know if I need to do that again.
Shit here is going to get silly, and if I tell you to clamp down, just don't look, don't listen. I'll give you 3 taps if it's all clear.
Okay, sounds good.
As he, coughs up a probably a loogie with his own blood.
You would think that. You see within the fluids, Maggots.
I deserve that. I deserve that.
Speaking of deserved, let's go to the cell. You all of a sudden the woman in the cell, like, it becomes rhythmic. No, 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 no.
Mrs.
No.
DeVere, Mrs. DeVere. Let's try to remain calm. I am going to get your daughter out of here.
We are going to get her out.
Yes. No matter what it takes. All these years that you've been gone, I have taken her in like my own. She is like a daughter to me. I'm not going to let anything happen to her. I promise.
It is?
Yeah.
Give me an occult roll, please.
Get ready on that happy sad die.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna use... Fuck it, I never get to do this. We're going all in. All 7 points.
Nice.
11.
I have news.
Yay.
So, after you say I promise, you see her move her lips. You do not hear the sound, but you are able to read. She is speaking a speech no human utters. She is speaking Sylvan, language of the Fae.
Oh, she's binding me to this.
She has just gaced you.
Cool. Awesome. That's great.
Just
Excellent.
Phineas.
Sorry, was that a
I
question?
said just no. I mean, this is in character, but just like because I don't think Lynn has necessarily clued on, but just Phineas or us or the collective. You.
Phineas would know that it's he who said the promise, so he's the one that's
Yep,
gaced.
I'm the one bound to it.
Excellent.
And he kind of like he clocks what she's done and then he closes his eyes. It's like, I intended to follow through on it. You didn't need to do that, but if it makes you feel better.
Now all we do is find a way out of here.
Right. And let's
And
start
do
with
what you
getting out
said
of
we're gonna
this
do.
bloody cell. I'm gonna
No.
start trying to jailbreak us.
Yeah, I think
Understand.
Lillian's been.
You don't understand. You don't understand. It's unlocked.
Oh, well, then are you in here for your own safety then?
There are things out there.
Oh, this
Of course.
is that sort of cell. Safe out there, not safe, dangerous. That
Right.
sort of thing.
Well, I will let you know that when we do find Evie, and we will find her, she is going to insist on bringing you out of here with us. She has made it her life's work to get you back.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
That instills confidence, he says sarcastically.
If you're going to step outside that cell, this is going to say, focus on happy memories.
Right.
One slip will summon them. And
Good to
they
know.
will tear you apart.
Right. Was Peter Pan out around this time? No, yeah, because we had a copy of it sitting in the.
Yeah, we are. Oh,
Think of a happy little thought.
happy thoughts. Oh, wonderful.
Right. We will make an attempt to come back for you.
I'm
But-
going with you.
Oh, well, come along then. In fact, perhaps you should lead the way. You seem to have a little bit of experience
Yes.
navigating this place.
Have
Try and keep
experience
up.
and new ideas. So,
There is but one pace in this case. Mine. If you fall behind, I will leave.
well, I do want to leave here as fast as possible. I will keep up.
Right then, off we go.
She opens the cell. She steps out. And she begins running.
There we go. Off we go.
I need both of you to give me athletics tests.
Oh,
Fun. I'm glad I have a point in this.
my 2 points. My
point in
last
this.
points. Good. Great. It's- Eight.
Very good.
6.
Not bad.
Survival motivated.
This makes sense. Again, like Phineas, you're kind of up there. And Lillian, you're much more youthful. You both are racing down these corridors. It's now that you have met the pace, I need both of you to give me another test. This one's very important.
Cool.
I want you both to give me sense trouble.
Yay.
Sense trouble. Central, where are you on the thing? Where are you?
Excuse me
All
while
right.
I use both the
There you go.
points. 6. Here's hoping.
7.
Good. You both hear it. And you both have the mind not to look behind you. You hear the chattering of teeth.
Nope.
Human teeth. But it sounds like it's all coming from the same mouth, but the rows of teeth are at least the number 4. And it's gaining. That's when we're going to cut to Evie.
Are their teeth gaining on me too?
Yeah, what horror? What brand of horror?
Oh, Miss DeVere, there are no teeth here. So you walk towards that sketch. We find that Evie is no longer in the labyrinth. Another entity has been summoned here. As the ground beneath you gives more and more way to life. Life out of control. Kudzu begins to spread amongst the ground, as well as slime molds, fungi. The walls become dense. Instead of this straight, stock, 90-degree angles, this place moves into more of a tunnel. Organic, damp, wet, dank. The smell of fecundity grows and grows, and with it, baying of goats. And as you finally get to the sketch, hands reach out and it rots away in your hands. What do you do?
Okay. The first thing she probably does is as it starts to rot away, she like drops it to the ground so that it's she will try not to let the rot touch her. Yeah, so this tunnel that she's in now, which is clearly no longer the labyrinth, I think she looks around and kind of thinks to herself, like, well, not in hell anymore, or it doesn't seem like I'm in hell anymore. Maybe not the same hell anymore. I'm not sure if that's an improvement. And is it still is it a linear passage, or with where she is right now, are there like branches? Like what is the walkway situation in front of her right now?
You see that this path goes straight forward,
Mm-hmm.
and you peer ahead. It looks like there's stairs that lead up and out, but the stairs themselves have the glistening of scales,
Fun.
as though the stairs themselves are made out of anacondas.
Extra fun. Good thing she's not scared of snakes. So two things. Number one, Evie reads a lot. She's pretty well versed in the occult. Based on the growing sense of like fecundity, smells, the sounds that are changing, does she have any kind of reasonable guess at what she may have just walked into?
Roll me a cult.
Awesome.
Don't know if you rolled that happy sad die for me, Pope.
Oh, I did.
Okay.
That's why I know what was summoned.
Yay!
So, with an 8, I have rooms.
Awesome.
The voice comes back in your head. Panicked. No, 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 no. Run away now. As all of a sudden you realize, most likely where you are. There was a very specific tone in your mother's library. The only one she told you never to open.
Mm-hmm.
But I am very certain that you didn't you?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Evie 100% read that. It may have been after her mother disappeared, but she absolutely read that book. Yes.
It was a journal written by a madman.
As they often are. Yes.
Detailed his slow descent into madness as he was trying desperately to bring back his dead wife. He found that there was one entity that could possibly bring her back. The black goat.
Nailed it. That's where I thought I was, but I wanted to be sure.
Of filth and monsters.
Yep. Yep. And you said Mr. Botch is back.
Yes. Upset. Terrified.
Yeah, I think Evie will reply to him and say, "Oh, well, you've been quiet for a while. I thought
I've
you were
been
gone.
bound for a while
And why are you suddenly unbound?
because of where you are.
So you were bound in the labyrinth, but you're not bound here.
No, something has broken the boundaries and is leaching in, and we both know this is worse than the labyrinth.
Evie looks around and I assume does not see a way back to the labyrinth.
The way back is stuffed up with insects that have made themselves a wall.
Yeah, that figures. She says, "Well, Mr. Botch, I don't think I will be going backwards. Sometimes the only way out is through."
There is no out that way. Not any way where we both survive.
Well, then how fortunate for me that I do not need both of us to survive.
Whatever bargain you think you can make, it is not going to end well for you.
I don't exactly see any other options on the table, Mr. Botch. If you have a productive idea, I am willing to listen to it.
Way back lies suffering, yes, and 1,000 teeth, but it is better than to be in its presence.
Hmm. Hmm. So I have a question for you, OGM, before I potentially do something very dumb.
Oh, by all means.
Um, so the book that Evie read,
Mhm.
does it discuss the abilities and powers of said entity? And in this moment, standing in front of that staircase, does Evie think that if she goes forward, there is a way potentially to bargain to get her mother?
By all accounts, as the writing got more and more frenetic, he got his wife back.
Mm-hmm.
Good and whole. But he was no longer what he was.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think she's going to take a couple of precautions that seem reasonable to her. Do I still have my bag that has all of like the stuff that she's been bringing around? Like at least her handbag.
You have your handbag.
Okay.
I'm just going to note your handbag is starting to grow teeth.
Fun. That's fun. Okay. Um. All right. But for the time being, it is still functional as a handbag. Yes.
At the time being, it's getting heavier
Uh-huh.
and meaty.
Yeah. She'll start to really get worried about it when it starts growing eyes. She's gonna reach in and I think she still has the book that her uncle gave her, right? The one that had all of
Yes.
the protective stuff. Is there anything she was skimming it on the train ride? Like, is there anything in there that she could do right now to guard her own sanity?
Yes, but at a terrible cost.
Okay, what's the cost?
Um, it shows you how to inscribe a sign upon one's forehead to guard oneself, guard one's sanity.
Mhm.
But you have to literally gnaw off one of your fingers and use the finger itself and the bone to scratch the symbol in upon one's third eye.
Mm. Can't believe I'm saying this. Any finger?
Yeah,
Okay. Hmm. But does the protection seem solid based on what is in the book? Like,
it will last until they speak with a true voice.
well, that feels like a thing that the entity that she's potentially going to see could do very quickly and easily and rip this away.
I mean, you could be charming. And
Well,
you
of
might
course,
have
she
something they want.
intends to be charming.
But again, from your readings, the true voice is reserved for when they have contempt.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did say I was probably going to do a very stupid thing. I think Evie's about to do several very stupid things.
Oh, by all means.
Seeing an opportunity in front of her to get what she wants. Um, yeah, I think. Sorry, viewers. I think she will do it. Preferably with like the nub of like a pinky finger to try to like make it as minimal as possible. Um, and yeah, I don't know if we established if she carries any kind of drugs or anything on her, but if she does, you better both fucking believe she's taken those before she even attempts it. But she is a bit one track minded when it comes to getting her mother back, and it is as close as it has ever been in her reach right now.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How illicit would be the things that you have in your bag?
She is involved with one of the orders. Probably not super illicit. Probably not. No.
No, nothing too illicit? Okay.
No, I said nothing. Not super illicit. She would probably have plenty of illegal things. She has money and access to powerful people. So
Okay. You have a potpourri of 30s goodies that
nice.
are at your disposal. I will let you choose which cocktail you want to use in this moment, keeping in mind that mentioned within the journal that how he first came upon this conclusion was inducing visions.
Awesome. Well, this is a bit early for LSD, but if
Shrooms have
they're
been around for a while.
But shrooms have been around for a while, and frankly, I can think of nothing more appropriate, given where she is, than doing some shrooms. Frankly, this probably will increase the power based on where she is. So, yeah, you better believe that is the first thing she does. She's going to sit down and make herself a little comfortable while she manages this.
You set yourself down And as you put the shrooms in your mouth, for my Star Trek fans, these are less and less mushrooms and more gash as they wriggle and writhe as you chew and swallow them. And the ground itself, seemingly knowing what you're intending to do, the filth and life writhes beneath you to make you comfortable.
Of course it does. See, I told you this was going to be a resonance thing. Like,
Yeah, but on that note of resonance, I want to cut back to Kenneth.
Yes.
Kenneth, as you're running, you sense in the pit of your heart something terrible is occurring on a cosmological scale. Something deep, dark, mind-shatteringly awful is happy as you hear, and only you do, from above, straining and cracking. If a machine could feel pain, Kenneth, in this moment, you hear its screams.
Magna He's going to try to quicken his pace, and he's basically increasing the frequency with which he is swearing in Scots Gaelic, which hopefully isn't going to summon anything, but one never knows. Oh, great! He's rolling the die.
Why do you speak these things into existence?
I don't know.
You know whose table we're at.
It's fair.
Peter starts quickening up the pace. You can't quite understand what he's saying, just tiny men in red hats.
I probably, I don't know which, it's a problem. I got a feeling, there's a bigger bully trying to get at this bully. I don't know which squad they're on. And he's just going to, we gotta keep moving. And he's just going to keep moving.
You continue running. Matthias, let's cut over to you.
All right. Yeah, sure.
You are walking down this hallway.
Yep.
And you don't hear or see the above. You look down and you see these clean hallways. Filth is getting to gather along the seams. You're seeing insects. The place is getting less cold. It's getting warmer, more human. You feel this place changing. You feel whatever it is that you brought into yourself being drawn in a very specific direction. What do you do?
Of all the shitty, sorry, Allier sons of bitches I could have fucking brought here. She who was worshipped at Mu, the wife of one who should not be named, Mother of Yig.
As you say, Mother of Yig, the ground shakes.
Yep.
It cracks. It sounds as though stone is weeping as it rots. And a
There's
set
yeah.
of stairs appears before you, leading down.
Come join me.
Matthias has this moment of like of terror, but it's like, you know, he can't express terror outwardly like a normal fucking person. So like, you know, he's like, oh, you know your name. Oh, good. Like talking to like a dog or a puppy, or like, oh, you know your name. Let's go, Nev. Not down these fucking stairs.
All right. Those do look awful, and I'd rather not go down there.
If you want to be filled with tentacles and bugs and all sorts of bullshit, by all means.
No. That sounds bad. Let's go this way. And then she starts bolting.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I can smell him. And we cut away to Lillian and Phineas. You begin to turn a corner. I need you to give me stability tests.
Oh,
This is just a straight up D6.
okay.
Excellent.
Cool.
Love
Let's do
that
it.
for
Yeah.
me. Ain't that just the
Oh,
fucking
it's
way?
5. It's a 5. I don't know why the one's on there. Oh no.
I have
Okay.
news.
Oh, news. Good.
Lillian,
Yeah.
you turn the corner before Phineas does.
Mm-hmm.
And you are keeping up with Evie's mother. Phineas, turn the corner and your eyes can't help but see out of the corner. And you see it. It is obscene. Human head upon human head layered like some awful cake. Rows upon rows of mouths your eye gaze into, each of them rotating between clicking themselves. It appears in blackened leather, sopped with human blood, its flesh pale as death, stitched together amongst what should be, would be, shouldn't be, an apocalypse of corpses, dragging itself upon a carpet of tongues. It is coming for you. What do you do?
I keep running.
Give me a flex test, please.
Okay. No dice to spend on this, so fuck it, we ball.
Oh,
We don't
no,
ball hard
we
enough.
don't-
We don't ball
no.
hard enough.
Not. Phoenix is not for the
Nope.
the long run. Short
Yeah, no.
sprints, not long run.
You do run. You turn the corner. William,
Mm.
you hear a terrible sound. You hear the distinctive sound of flesh being bitten from bone and torn. Phineas, you are alive. But you find a warmth and pain upon your head
Oh.
as a large patch, hair and flesh has been harvested from you.
Okay, you
You
have.
lose 3 health.
Ew.
And as Phineas now bears a crimson crown,
Right.
Lillian, what do you do?
Lady said run, so keep running.
Give me
The
a
sound,
flex test.
the sound that Lillian heard reinforces that thing of you keep running.
Okay. Give me
Okay.
an athletics test. Let's see
Yeah.
how this goes.
Yeah, let's. I mean, it's gonna do its thing. 2. Ugh.
You continue running, but you can see, you can feel the ground begin to give underneath you. You see Miss DeVere turn up the corner as you slow, and you begin to hear batting of wings upon the wind. And this is where we're going to end for the night.
Yay! I got scalped, like
Got,
literally.
Yummed.
Oh my god.
Bad choices all around.
Damn. Wow. That's yeah.
Yikes!
Yeah.
Not just one, not just a couple of yikes, like all of the yikes.
Many yikes. A whole jar
Many
of yikes.
yikes.
Yep.
I am ordering a whole crate of them right now.
Rush delivery of a whole
Yes.
crate of yikes.
A ton. Surprisingly, if we get out of this, Lynn's gonna tell your mother runs really super goddamn fast.
Wow, this is this was a thing. That's I can't even describe. So we're going to slowly we're unwinding this, and we're getting, I feel, close to the end of our narrative. And this is going to it's utter madness, and I adore it. This is great. But so much is happening. So much is happening. So we're gonna go around and do our outros, so we can tell folks, if you like, where they can find you, and like anything you like, and give us any final thoughts you have about this session for the night. The things you liked, favorite moments, shout outs to whoever or whatever. Screams of terror if you like. And we're going to go in reverse order once again. And so we are starting with our keeper, Pope.
Hey everybody, Pope here. Pope World Build over on Start Playing Games and Blue Sky. If you would like to reach out, commission me to run a game, by all means. I currently have two going on. The first one is on Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern for some 40K, though that is slowly running down. So get in if you want to, but I should maybe have something else in the time slot in a month, maybe two. Though something that is brand spanking new, and we just had like two incredible session zeros worth of character and world building. So now is like one of the best times to get in. Would be Urban Shadows First Edition. That is on Sundays, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. They have built this beautiful town called Harrogate. They care very much about their local sports. And River's haunted. Deeply haunted. And there's all sorts of really cool stuff. And right now I have two people who are both in the night camp, if you are familiar with the system. So Night's been really like heavily focused on. It's kind of really neat to just have like one political faction that both players are in, and all the others are these foreign political entities, which they have all contributed to helping to create. It's a very special game, and I implore you, if you want to be in something modern fantasy, this is this is probably going to be one of my really good works. It feels like this one feels kind of special. So definitely join in for that. Or if you want to commission me for anything, I am familiar with nearly 80 different systems. So definitely reach out. I do commissions, and I have a relatively flexible schedule. There are very few nights that I reserve just to other things. Though, Prax, if you're listening, I keep my Sundays free for you, so you don't need to worry about scheduling. But yeah, no, there's, again, I usually keep Friday nights and Sunday nights for streaming stuff. But the rest of the week, hit me up. And yeah, no, this was absolutely fabulous. I can't think of one of the most, again, this has been one of the most fun tables I've ever been at. All of you are amazing storytellers. You go with me on this incredibly dark, twisted, upsetting journey, and just we keep tennis balling back and forth, and you serve as good as I give, and that is an amazing experience. Thank you all so very much, including all of you who are watching live VOD, YouTube, Stories Nothing Without Its Audience. You're much part of this as we are. Please, in these times, give yourself the grace of hope. Give yourself the grace of time to enjoy things that lift you up. Take care of yourselves, one another. I'll see you soon.
Yay! Awesome. I have to say, just the yeah, folks, please do look into commissioning Pope for stuff, because you see what it can produce. Just that I loved tonight, just the descriptions, especially just of the labyrinth and the communications with the other thing infiltrating the labyrinth, and how that big diamond shaped thing was dealing with everything. So good. And now we're going to, as we continue on, we're going to head over to Lynn.
Oh, hey everyone. My name is Lynn. Gremlin art pretty much everywhere on the socials, so you can find my art there. And next time you'll see me is on Sunday on Pax Forth Forest channel, where we are continuing our Four Become One Greyhawk game, where we are dealing with trying to matchmake our barbarian with a god to maybe save her from a match that we don't like, it's with a four-armed god of war. So we're looking for a better suitor at this point. So we're also going to meet a wizard about a certain sword. So, but that's mostly the thing. It's mostly trying to get a better match for our barbarian. So there we go. And actually, just been announced today on a new game I'm going to be part of on Thursdays on Belgium's channel. It's Daughters of Io. It's a Girl by Moonlight mech game where I get to use every mech trope that I know, which are a ton, to inflict pain upon myself, to make myself sad. Which is the best part of the best part of mech games is just the utter sadness of it, which is it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Quick interjection here. Are you going to release your Gundam ranking list for everyone to see on Blue Sky?
Oh, I probably should. Yes.
Because that would be great to see ahead of you getting behind the stick, as it were, again.
Yeah. What particular brand of was it tropes that I will? Yeah, it'll probably give good people what tropes I am a fan of.
So good, so good. I have to say, I think my favorite moment with Lillian tonight was that reversal with Peter. That
I mean,
that was so good.
who's mippling who? What was she doing? Who knows? Who knows? I loved everyone trying to do their best with this madness. It's great. I am so sorry that Phoenix had to basically, instead of I don't think she had to run. I'm so
I just keep wondering if and excuse me for sudden violent references. I have to wonder if I'd just reached out and snapped his neck before the lights came back on. Could we have avoided all of this?
I don't know if Peter's involved in whatever the hell this is. His involvement was just for us. I don't know exactly.
Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows?
That would have been a very specific sacrifice at a very specific time. That would have definitely changed things.
Note how he said changed things.
Yeah, changed things.
Yeah, unfortunately, there was one through the running. There was one thought that went through my mind. You don't have to be faster than the bear. You just have to be faster than someone than to the other people that are being chased by the bear.
Yeah, there is that. There might be a little bit of that going on.
You're not wrong.
No one said we were good people in this campaign.
No.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, you know what? Barring a few, Lillian definitely belongs here.
See, yeah, I think it's gonna turn out that, as Matthias has suspected, that actually the force that's really taking over here is going to be Lillian. I think that's actually what's going to end up happening.
It's gonna be that's how she gets out. It's gonna be we don't want you here. Get out. Shoot.
You're upsetting the balance of power.
Get out.
Awesome. And, we're going to head now over to Danielle.
Hi, everyone. I am Danielle. Social's about to be in the chat. You can follow me there. I'm not on any other games right now, so you can just follow me if you want to see general nerdery things, cosplay things. That is all available on my social channels. My favorite thing was splitting us up and then seeing how every single group reacted very differently to being dropped in the maze. Evie's like, woman on a mission, and Matthias is like, I'm gonna kill all these guys. and Kenneth's like, I'm climbing the wall. It was just a wildly different range of ways of tackling the situation, which I really appreciated. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this pans out. I don't know that Evie's getting out unscathed, so it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's very likely we're all going to perish. But this is hard to say. Maybe you never know. There's still maybe. I feel like that's the thing. Sort of with Evie, one of my favorite things is just how far Evie is willing to go, and just that. I swear, just the way I love this character so much. And as they said in Monster Hearts, you're basically playing her like a stolen car.
Yes, yes, drive it like you stole it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I had a
Listen,
bad.
I
I had a thought that like I'm like, what would Evie do? And like, if Evie were Lillian and like Phineas were, but like that's a really heartbreaking thing. Like you gotta keep up there. What happens if you lose track of your mom again?
that would have been some Orpheus and Eurydice style
Yeah.
nonsense.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it already
Yeah.
kind of is, but like Evie's not in it right now.
Yeah.
No, I will say I have only ever had one tabletop character. Well, she didn't die. She went mad. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I can't wait. And now we're going to head over to Hollow.
Hi, I'm Hollow. I'm not anywhere else right now, but if you want me somewhere else, you can definitely get a hold of me. I am at Hollow Invective on Blue Sky. And tonight, I really enjoyed watching everybody handle everything differently. I also was really excited for a weird heel turn with Lillian. Like, actually, I am here to motherfuck everybody. I'm like, yes, get your bag, Lillian, and damn us all. I am ready for it. Like, and I mentioned it before, but Kenneth's like dogged, almost magical practicality. Oh, it's a thing. It's a machine, and that means I can break it. I can put tools on it. It's like, now to an occultist, that makes no sense. But to some guy, it's like, that's its own kind of magic. And poor Peter. Poor Peter.
I'll say a prayer for poor Peter.
Just has no idea what's going. Doesn't know who's lying to him. Who's
Right? Like poor Peter. But I guess like behind the curtain notes, it's actually been very weird trying to play a guy who is utterly assured of himself, also like knowing this shit will get me, but acting as if it won't. Like at all times. And during the break we talked about Sanguinius from 40K, a guy that knows that his death is not today and therefore will act as if his death is not today. And that's close. That's pretty fucking close. But Sanguinius actually saw his death and knew. Matthias has no clue when he's going to die. He just knows like it can't be right now, and that is what sees him through from thing to thing. And I finished reading a book this week, and I realized I'm the exact opposite of Thara Kalahar from I don't know if people have read any Captain Addison, but he's a very unself-assured, very powerful elf from this series called the Grief of Stones. No, that's not the name of the series, but it's in the Goblin Emperor universe.
Cemeteries of Amalo is the series. I got you.
Yes, I just finished the most recent book, and Thara Kalahar is one of the most powerful people in the book, and like supernaturally, and is the least self-assured about any of his actions ever. So that gave me a great touchstone for like, where do I need to be the opposite of this.
I mean, it's helpful if the unknown, malevolent entities like really want to unnerve you and like, find your weakness. Like, just like self-realization is maybe it's something, they have to get past that first,
I am Matthias Dorn, and I am amazing, and therefore you cannot bother me. Get the fuck out of here, you piece of shit.
It's so good, so good. I just kind of sometimes I just badly want it to turn out that he's completely right. And just
The
that
only one that gets out of here is
yeah. But the that incantation that just that you just sort of spontaneously that you came up with earlier, that was so good, and just seeing just that moment of just sacrificing almost everyone there, that was brilliant. I loved that so much, and just the fusing of those spells, that was very Matthias. It was a very Matthias thing to do.
Do or don't invite me to a mage game at your own peril.
Yeah, that's an interesting question.
Hey, if anyone wants to challenge me to run Ascension, I'm there.
Oh, Well, you never know. You never know. But before I start thinking too much about things like mage, now let us head over to Celeste.
Hi everybody, I'm Celeste. You can find me on Blue Sky. Not a whole lot going on over there right now. Not a whole lot going on in, well, that's a lie. There's actually a lot going on in my life, but there's not a lot going on the internet in my life right now, which is honestly probably for the best. Like, have you seen this absolute dumpster fire? But yeah, I'm not really in any other games at the moment. I would like to draw your attention to a GoFundMe in my links. There's a local charity called Gunner's Wheels. They make wheelchairs for dogs, and they are in need of a little bit of help in order to keep on with their mission. I am going to be trying to reach out and tap some people to organize a charity thing. So if anybody's interested in trying to help me out with that, feel free to hit me up. I will be reaching out to some people specifically because I'm trying to get everything together, and it's my first crack at things. So obviously it'll be a volunteer effort, but if you're interested in helping me out, please drop me a line. This game, man, I haven't done a whole lot of Cthulhu stuff in my time, and this is everything I wanted out of it. This is so good. Between Lillian just absolutely shitting in the mother toilet and fucking Matthias, like Matthias did his thing, and instantly what popped into my brain was, if anybody's ever seen the Ocean is a Fuck shirt, like, I need a version of that, but for Matthias. Like, it's so good. And Evie just absolutely leaning in to, oh, this is what's happening. This is the entity we're dealing with. All right, bet. Let me eat some mushrooms real quick. And then just Kenneth. Oh dear God, Kenneth. Kenneth more and more, and it's purely because of the accent. I have no excuse for this. Kenneth more and more is reminding me of the fucking yellow bird from A Hat in Time, the mad like conductor dude. Oh my gosh, like absolute cinema. Just he's gonna blow it up. He doesn't care that it's an extra planet entity. He is going to blow it up. I'm here for it. I'm so here for it. And Phineas, I figured out a while ago exactly, because like none of these people are good people. We sat down, we agreed upon this. Phineas has presented as the best person. I'm not certain if I'm gonna get a chance to show you what his bad is. So I'm gonna say right now, he's writing all of these checks with his mouth and has no intention of cashing any of them. He's been beholden to this one from the Geish, but like that's why Phineas Webb is a bad person, because he makes a lot of promises with the intent not to keep them, and outwardly he seems great. And then when you get to the part where you're supposed to get yours, that he leaves you in the dust.
Oh, you want your paycheck? It's gonna be a little while. It's gonna be like
Yep. So that is rapidly catching up to him. and I can't wait. I'm genuinely sure he's not going to survive this, and I'm kind of excited to see exactly how he dies. Not when, but how.
But if he survives, doesn't have to worry about writing those checks and write new checks.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
just keep that debt pile rolling forward.
Mm-hmm.
Like
you get to
an
keep,
anti-Sisyphus almost.
You get to keep everyone's belongings that they've left in the bookstore. You know, all the books. Yeah,
for sure.
Also, there's an entire other bookstore without an owner now.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
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 That
Yeah.
if he survives this, he's gonna be fucking set.
Mhm.
Actually fucking set.
We should have just it's a good thing we didn't light that one on fire because it really crossed my mind to light that thing on fire.
Oh yeah. That's a whole payday waiting to happen. I'm gonna quit yapping and let Jim take us out because I will sit here and go on forever. I'm a rambler. I can't help it.
It's the thing. It's the thing that I've been noticing more and more recently is that how good Phineas is at telling people what they want to hear. And I was starting to realize, wait a minute, this is all bullshit. And just then, that moment was so beautiful with the with Evie's mother.
His pillar of sanity. One of his pillars of sanity is you can always trust a dishonest person to be dishonest. The other half of that, it's the honest ones you have to watch out for.
Yeah. And just seeing that moment when it's like you made the promise, and then it's like, and you are held to it. What's making that so interesting, because it's now there's a promise he's gonna have to keep.
Evie's mother clocked his ass from a mile away.
Yeah.
Like I can't even lie. She got him.
Yeah. And I loved that scene. That was so good. But that leaves me. Who the hell am I? Well, great question. For the nonce, I am Jim Ryan. You can find me at OtherDoc on Twitch, YouTube, and most social media platforms. Wherever I'm not OtherDoc, I'm Jim Yes That Jim. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. Down below, if you're watching live on Twitch, you can access my website, social media links, YouTube channel, and various other things. So I don't have anything specifically planned between now and next Friday, so a week from today, we get more of this, and as things are starting to come crashing towards their conclusion, I suspect. And I can't wait to see what happens. Discussions are starting to happen about possible other things that might crop up on the channel at some point in the near future. We'll see how things go. In the meantime, I'll probably be playing video games because I do that a lot. Frostpunk has got me by the has got me by the frontal lobe. But one thing I will just tease here a little bit is that the game that I have written, 1 year hence, is getting very close to release. Things have happened quite recently, the last few days. That means that I just got to check out 1 or 2 more little things, make sure things are good, and if everything is good, I will be setting a release date, which will be within probably, if all is well, within the next month or 2. So please stay tuned for that. I will make announcements everywhere about it, and once we are at the point that I'm releasing it, I probably won't shut up about it. So you'll be hearing a lot more. But it's been a long road, and it's finally we're getting there.
Deserved.
Yeah. But thank you all so much. This has been glorious. We're going to when we hit the end card, we're going to go say hi to someone. I think. Alas, one of the sad things is Trooper is still technically streaming right now, but they look like they're about to stop. And as we do our stream at the same time they do their stream. So I was thinking about looking in on them, but there are a couple of other folks also streaming right now we might go say hi to. So feel free to hang on if you're so inclined and say hi to whoever it ends up being with us. In the meantime, folks, though, thank you all so much for watching. And as we said earlier, it is a rough time for a lot of folks. So just please remember you're unique, and that is wonderful, because variety is very important and you matter. So please remember to take care of yourselves. Remember, you can absolutely give yourselves grace when you need to. Take care, folks, and we will catch you next time. Farewell.